Okay, so we're talking about the emotional eater. If you are someone that realizes that you have an emotional attachment to food, this video is for you. You can also tune into schoolofselfhelp.com for helpful self-help courses. There's a completely free course for you guys that are trying to lose weight that know that there's some psychological pieces that you need to work on. So, emotional eating. This is the most troublesome or worrisome type of eater for a psychologist, because when you're an emotional eater, you eat not just for hunger. And that is the thing that the weight loss surgery directly intervenes on. So the weight loss surgery is going to stop you from feeling hunger, stop you, create a sense of fullness early on. And outside of that, it doesn't intervene on stress. It doesn't intervene on boredom. It doesn't intervene on sadness or loneliness or any of the other reasons why we eat. And the problem is, and this is why I see people that will go through a gastric sleeve or a band, convert to gastric sleeve, or want to bypass, because they fail to address the emotional or psychological component to their eating. So hopefully if you're watching this, it's at a time where it can help you and prevent you from having to do multiple weight loss surgeries. For the emotional eater, my number one tip is to not white knuckle this after the surgery. To not just sit in your couch in front of your TV when you're used to having a bowl of chips and just sit there and go, don't eat, don't eat, don't eat, don't eat. Because we all know that that lasts for about 3 seconds and then we go back to what we know. My suggestion is to create a list of 10 to 15 coping skills or things that you know you like to do that will help distract you. So the rule of the brain is what fires together, wires together. So if you pair boredom and food enough times, you will create this superhighway in the brain where every time you feel bored, you will be right in front of that pantry. So much so that you'll be in front of the pantry and not even realize how you got there. And so part of this is unpackaging that piece when you're in front of the pantry or the fridge and saying, what just happened? I just had lunch an hour ago. What am I doing? Oh, that's right. I have a stressful meeting coming up in an hour. Oh, I'm anxious. Oh, I felt lonely there for a minute. That's how I got here. So being able to unpackage where it's coming from first. Looking at what all of our triggers are. So that's the first piece, is identifying what your triggers are. So for some stay-at-home moms, it's the only justifiable break. If we're eating, it's like, oh, I have to eat because I'm hungry, but I'm not going to sit down and read a magazine because that's selfish. So food becomes the only justifiable break. So obviously the key to that would be coming up with other breaks and realizing that this is now for my health. It's a matter of life and death that I actually come up with something other than eating that gives me a break and a pause from the stress of staying at home and taking care of children. It could be that food for me signifies the end of the day. So I work all day, super tired, I get home, I eat, and I know okay, now I'm home and I can relax. All right, so that's the benefit of food for you. So figuring out how then do I meet that need in a way that's healthy and doesn't sabotage my goals. It might be that you go upstairs and you meditate for 20 minutes before you come down. It could be that you do something really, really fun, like a hobby that you like to do. It could be that you go take a hot shower or a hot bath. It could be that you have a book on your Kindle that you read for 20 minutes in your car before you walk in the house. But figuring out, okay, how then do I demarcate the end of my day in a way that doesn't involve me putting something in my mouth, okay? And then for other people, food is an emotional piece because it's a cultural piece. It's a way that we feel nurtured. It's a way our moms nurtured us. It's a way our families nurtured us. It's a way our culture connects. And so there is a very emotional piece to it. There is this social piece to it as well. And so figuring out how then do I still meet that need that I have to connect with people. And for some people, that means I still sit at the table with everybody while they're eating and I'm eating, my steamed chicken and broccoli. Or it means I can't be with you guys during dinner because it's too triggering, but after you guys are done, let's all go and sit out on the porch, or let's all go for a walk, or whatever that means. So it doesn't mean that this is deprivation anymore. It means that this is the beginning of a new chapter, and it's a way to define what else defines quality for us. Because if we do not do that, this is just another diet. If we don't stop living for food, we will feel like we've stopped living after this surgery. And we have to figure out what else there is to live for. And that is really, really important. So that is what comes into the coping skills list. And coping skills can be super simple. They can be like organizing around your house. It could be an adult coloring book. It could be taking pictures. It could be painting your nails, crest white strips in your teeth so that you don't eat. It could be cleaning up. If you're a cleaner, don't put any coping skills that you don't naturally like to do. It could be obviously exercising, reaching out for support, meditation, listening to music, journaling, prayer. All of these things are coping skills. And we know from the addiction research, a craving lasts 3 to 5 minutes. That's it, 3 to 5 minutes. So whenever you feel that urge to eat, and sometimes it may not always come when we think it does. So it doesn't always come at 5 or 6 p.m. at night. Sometimes we make the decision to eat at 12 p.m. We say, oh, when I get home, I'm going to have some of the ice cream that I have in my freezer. We've already made that decision. So instead, at 12 p.m. when we have that thought, looking at that is as just another craving or an urge. It's not a truth. It's not something that has to be true. It's something that we can be mindful of and go, isn't that interesting how much I think about food throughout the day? That's it. That can be our only response instead of reacting and making that decision. Yeah, I'm going to have that ice cream tonight. I can't wait till I get home and I can finally relax and have that ice cream. Okay, so hopefully that helps you guys that are emotional eaters not white knuckle this piece. And even before you have the surgery, long before you have the surgery, work on this. Work on having coping skills that you can use in that 3 to 5 minute period to get you through the crave wave, and watch how that works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, get some behavioral therapy while you're going through this or before you have the surgery. Because the last thing you want to do is be that person that comes back and needs a second surgery or a revision or a conversion. So I hope that helps. And for more tips, tune into schoolofselfhelp.com. Lots of self-help courses for free. My Full From Within mini course is on there, and feel free to download that. And I would love to hear your feedback and comments on what is missing, what I need to add, what I'm forgetting, all that kind of stuff. All right, thanks guys.